Hello, and welcome to another tutorial. This time I will working with the AF Micro Nikkor 60mm 2.8. D is an autofocus. It's an AF lens, which I have think about long time how to work with. So we zoom out a little. So this is how it looks. It's just a normal 60mm 2.8 macro lens, or micro as they call it at the Nikon. Well, I will show how you actually come into the aperture blade. I don't know, I call this a flower because it looks like the leaves when it grows. It'll be bigger and bigger, yeah. And then the flower comes out. Well, just just a funny thing. Well, to get into the blades, which we can see here, and the lens actually works pretty good. I just want to show how actually to come into it. So let's have a look inside. First, to take off the front here, we need a small flathead screwdriver. This is a 1.2mm, which I only loosen the screw here. There's no need for taking it out. Sometimes when the lenses are new, they have some black paint or something, so the screw is almost hidden behind it. So we turn it counterclockwise to unscrew it. It can't sit tight, and then it comes off. Now it's not that hard to get into the lens. And then we need the next ring, which will be the front lens group. And there we need some lens rubber tool. This is a set of 6 pieces, which is really good. Very sticky, and it's the cone number 4, which fits really good in here, and then just unscrew, and the whole front lens group will come out. Now I will be back with another film about how to actually clean the lens element later, but not for now. This is only a film about the how to go into the aperture blades. So there are 2 washes, spacers, whatever. In this lens, maybe there's only 1 or 2 or 3 in another lens. I don't know, depending on the adjustment thing on the lens. And there is another ring which is made of plastic. It can't sit tight, so therefore we need a we can use the other one here, which I can do so. No, it's not, does not fit proper. So that's one thing to do. This is actually, maybe this one can do. Yes, it's a number 5. See the number here. Just put it in and then unscrew it. In this lens, the ring is almost loose because I've been in there for just see how it actually looks. Normally there would be some thread lock on this kind of thread lock, but not a problem. And then we need to take off the front ring here, which sit in place by 3 screws. So loosen them. There's no need for taking them out, but just a little. So, and the third one. Now, this also turns counterclockwise to come off. If it sits tight, it can be. One can actually do so, collapse the lens, and use one of those cones. It's number 6. Put it on and then unscrew it. This is how it looks. See the 3 set screws underneath. There is also, just to mention, there's a wave washer here, which you can see is only make the pressure on the focus ring. So, but it's not the case for this lens. Then take off the focus ring itself. There's no need for taking out, take off the rubber. Just lift it out, maybe turn it a little, and then take it out. There is this one here is a spring, and it actually makes some pressure because of the rubber, and there is melted plastic. 2 pins is melted over it. Well, I can just show it here. The ring can only face one direction, but well, just show you how it looks so you're familiar with that. There's some rubber here, I mean sticky tape. And this is how it looks. It's not screws, it's only melted plastic around here. I just made this. Well, it doesn't matter. The lens works pretty good. So that's okay. Yeah. Well, now we are actually inside the lens, well, part of it. Now it's time to take off the mount, which I do so here. All those bloody hair come from where? Now, we need to take off the 2 screws with the contact. And this is, I use a Vera. That's a pH 00, but it's actually not a pH because it's a modified by Vera. Therefore there is a small J, maybe you can see it, yeah, here. 851/4J, and the J is actually the JIS modified to that standard. But it's easy to take out those 2 small screws. a good pointy tweezer is absolutely essential. Now there is 3 screws that hold the plastic ring here. I don't know what it calls, but we also need to take them out. And then the mount itself. So, put the lens into manual. See, you can push the button here on the side and then shift the to A. Then you can actually move the lens without any problem. Now, I can just lift this out gently and out it comes. Now put those aside, so all the small screws, you know where it is. So now it's time to take out the mount. It's held in place by actually 4 screws, but there's only 3 of them. That is a screw into the body, inner body. This one is only hold the ring that holds the aperture ring. So I can unscrew this. This is the short one, and the other is bigger. And then I use a pH 0, which I have modified so it fits perfect in the screw head. In this lens there was no thread lock. Yeah, well, there was some, just a tiny amount, and I can also add some Loctite 222 after, when I assemble the lens again. Now have some fingers on here on the side and a pinky finger underneath, so you know where it is. So you hold things in place. Now you have the gear here, the screwdriver gear, and to get it out I will just set the lens into something like 2.8, because then it should be easier to take out the mount. Take care of the flex. You can, by taking out so gently. It's thin flex cable. Now then it's easier to actually take out the mount. And keep a finger on the aperture pin here. It will make it a little easier. Maybe it's easier just to put it down on the table. No, I do not touch the lens. Some of those lenses are a bit tricky to, when you will open them. And this is a little tricky, as I discovered. Need another tweezer. You see, there are 2 pins that is connected. See, this very long, and it will be even longer. It's connected to another one down here, which I will show when we come into the lens. Okay, take out this. It's not necessary, but we do it anyway. There are 2 shims, spacers. Only 2 in this lens. Sometimes there may be 3. Oh. And I just put a red mark here where the actual spacers has to sit, just so I know where it is. The the repair manual is not really good to show how things actually is taken apart. So it is. And then the curved aperture ring here. So this is how it looks. Now, so it's time to actually go in and take out the inner tube here. Actually, this that's the top of the ring, and we do it by fully set it to near end, and I just set a mark here so I know where things sit. Then they are in line with the distance mark here, all the way up here. It will not move that much, but just so I know where this sits. Well, we also need to take out this ring here, retaining ring. Is held in place by 1 screw, set screw, and then unscrew it. Before I unscrew it, I just set a mark here where it should sit when it's screwed in. So I just loosen this tiny screw, and then, okay, it was not enough. So that's it. And then unscrew it. It can only go in 1 thread. It's not double thread. This comes out, and there's also small, very thin spacers. And actually there are 3 here, as you can see. So maybe there are different amount of spacers in another lens. Okay, so the lens to the end, and then I will unscrew those 3. It will be that one, this one, and the one here. It doesn't matter how they sit, it's all the same. And when you unscrew it, then just have a grip up here so it will not fall in or fall out. And then next one. It's not only those 3, but because there is another screw that we have to find out where to go. So have a good grip here so it will not fall down. Now the last screw we have to unscrew is somewhere here. It is actually on the distance, in line with the distance. So if I move this, the focus ring, see what happened? There. And if I move this a little, I can see there's a screw. I put a blue mark here so I know exactly where it goes when I put it back, just to not be confused. If I loosen this and take it out, the whole assembly with the back inner lens and the aperture plate, it will come out. So take care. So this screw comes out. And then it's actually possible to take out the whole inner lens assembly. Take care of the lens here. And then put a finger here so you can see what happens. Remember where this screw has to sit. There's actually only one, but this is how it looks. So if I move this, it can only sit in one way. You can see it goes back to where it is here. Now, and then we actually into the blades, which we can see here. And remember one thing, those aperture systems are actually made to take thousands of pictures and move, I don't know how many hundreds thousands of movement. It's not made of glass. It's made to last years. Okay, so to go into the blades itself, we actually need to go in here to take out the whole aperture system out here. There is a very annoying ring here, which is really annoying to take out. So as I figured out, by holding the ring here, nail, then it should be possible to take out the ring, but it's very annoying. Maybe one needs some very pointy, sharp tool. I don't know. But I had it out, but oh yeah, I think I know what I can do. See? If I put a sharp pointy tool in between in the notch here, it's actually possible to move it and then take it out. Maybe there is a special tool, I don't know. So looks, and there is also some small thin spacers. In this lens there are two, very thin. And then here we are almost there. There are 3 screws here, one there, there. And before take it out, you should make some marks here, so they are in line when it's in the most outer end. See, this can be moved by here. So it will be easier to see how it works. And therefore, it's important to have a mark on this ring, this tube, in line with this one and this one, so you know where it sits. So then I will also unscrew this. And this one. This screwdriver I use here is 2.4 millimeter. It can be a little tricky because the last screw is maybe we actually can take it out here. Aha, that was smart. Okay. So then it should be possible to take out this. So here we go. Now we are into the aperture system itself. To take out the aperture blades, if it's necessary, there is a spring down here, and I have to take this out, I mean the spring itself. Stay down here. And set it free. Now I don't know if there is a just a hole for the screw or it's a long hole. Therefore I set a mark just so I know where it sits. See, I set a mark down here, and it's just because where does it sit when it's correct? Yeah. Now it's time to actually take out the blades. I don't know, I'm not quite sure if it's not fully open. Maybe there's something wrong with my lens, I don't know. But yeah, well, the holes are not long, as you said. It's just a normal hole. Maybe I just load the screwdriver with a screw so it'll be easier to put it back in. Now let's see if we can do something about it. Yeah. So this is how it looks. Mm-hmm. Big concentration and then it's a bit tricky to have the blades in place. Maybe it's easier to just take it out. Possibly it's easier. Okay, here we go. Out with all the blades. Out it comes. So, see, somebody else has been into this lens, and when the person has put it in, he has or she has bent this a bit. So maybe I will just yeah, it was better. Now it's much better. Wow. Okay, good. So this is how it looks. So this one has to sit like this. See? So and I can only move the distance between here. That's it. Now let's see if we can put the blades back again. And I think they should sit like those blades here. Catch the, oh gosh, not easy. Okay, I'll try to use this tool. It's a suction tool. See, it's much easier. I will put the blades in line after this. See, it's much easier. So, it works pretty good. It's actually better than the normal way of doing it. And still, the last blade, when the last blade has to come in, I have to move this one. Hopefully it will stay there. Of course it will. And then put this place in. Can be sometimes a bit tricky. Yeah. Nah, that's not good. I mean, one has to come on. So there it is. So now we are actually back on track. So if one needs to clean the blades, it will be like this, and then put the blades back in place where they have to sit correct. So we're almost there. And then the parts that's actually moved the blades, here be something like this. And hopefully we can set it on here. Yeah, the next problem will be how to get actually back into the lens. But we are almost there. See? This is really good. Now the tricky part comes. I mean, the really, really tricky parts. And I think it can only come in place by do it in one way. So the trees are here, and then it should be possible to put the inner housing, or whatever it calls, tube. Maybe it's easier if I have the on the other side. So come on. It's not easy. Well, no one has said should be. Okay. And of course one blade has to sit wrong, but so it's there. And we do another go. Maybe they already put in the blades and therefore after manipulate the thing that actually moved the blades. I don't know. But let's see how it can be done. Mm-hmm. There's one blade that really will not go into place. Okay. Too much. So it says click, and hopefully it will work. Okay, we do another go. The spring can be a problem, maybe, I don't know. But just try again. Okay, here we are. Turn it over and hopefully, yeah, that looks okay. Whew. Wow, that was tricky. Oh gosh. Well, as I said, no one wants you to, that it should be easy. Well, this is not funny. So maybe it's just easier to take it out and try to put the blades in place. I don't know. Ah. Oh, it's just because I push on this bloody arm. Well, there, and miss one plate over there. Okay, be nice little lens. Okay, it's easier to just take it out. Okay, flip it over. Yeah. It's just easier to to do another go. Something like that. Who said it should be easy to work with lenses? No one. Okay. Okay, one plate fall off. Since I have never seen how other people do when putting the blades on and have all those annoying problems. This come out tricky. So. Okay, we're almost there. Well, next time it will be fine. So you can see it can be sometimes a problem to get the plates in place. And where did that get? This down here. So the last plate. There. It's easier to flip it up and so here we are. Again. So it should sit like this. Yeah, I think it will be okay. When, not if, but when. It's a more tricky lens to work with the blades. But see, that bloody pin down here under is actually the pin that makes some trouble. So it's really precise made. So here is almost. So here we are. Now, then it's time to put it in. What if I do so and just put this, flip it over, and just do something like that. Have a good press on the nut on my tweezer. That was not good. Okay, just take a break. You can see how it goes. Okay, we do another go. Then this time I closed the aperture just to see if it should be easier to do. I don't know. Okay, that looks fine. Yeah, I think it's easier. It actually works. So it's easier to just close the aperture before put the whole assembly in. It looks like it is better. And my mark I have here, as you maybe remember. And I know I have to put some paint or what do you say, kind of thread lock over it, but so okay, we do it anyway. That was interesting. So to lock the thread, screw head, I mean the thread, the thread, screw thread. I used this one Loctite 222. And now I already put 2 screws in, but and just a tiny little amount of stays in place. Okay, I want to change memory card. So I will do it different. I will just add some tiny amount on the screw head, which you can see here if I do so. So now, now it should be somehow maybe easy to put the spring on. So fully close the aperture. And hopefully we can get this bloody spring to come on here. Yeah. So it's actually okay. Now then it's time to put things back in again. I have a mark here. I have a mark here on this tube. So it's easy to just put it on here. And put this ring on. It also have a mark. So all 3 marks have to sit in the almost same place. Oh gosh. See, sometimes it's not easy to do it with camera on. Someone have to putting in. It has to do it like here, and then do so, and into the here. So now the next screw goes in. Okay. In 4 meters I have to change memory card. Sorry about that. So it doesn't really look like there is any thread lock on those screws, but maybe there are, maybe not. So, and this goes in. And so we are almost back on track. So that was it, part of it. Then I can just put it into the lens assembly. It's good I have marks on, because then it will be a lot easier to figure out how things sit when it sits correct. Now the screw that actually moves the inner part has to sit almost in line with the as you see here. Come on. Where did it go? Oh, it's over there. Has to sit something like there. Well, okay, I have to change memory cards, so we'll be back in a few seconds. So now we have more time. So it's time to put the inner part into place, and it shouldn't be that hard. Haha. Okay, so this one here, where the small pin goes in, this one here, it will go like this, and keep a finger here so we can actually see there. Okay. Where did it go? Okay, here. Doesn't matter, it can only sit in one position. So it's actually easier to just do so. And then add the screw. And then I add some little amount of thread lock. Just a tiny drop. And let it fall into place. Maybe it's better with that tweezer. Do you mind? Okay. Hold on a second. It fall down. Okay, here we are again. It's just amazing how long a small screw, when it falls on the ground, how they almost disappear. But so. And then a screwdriver. Wow. So it is. I mean, things work. And then those other plastic thingy which will go something like there. Just have to move this and down. So this has to be moved. So this ring here there we have him. So this one has to go all the way, almost all the way up to the top. There, and put one of those. They can be a little a problem. Oh, see? It's only the first one that is the main problem. The other two is not really that hard to get in. Whew. Now it's there. That was not easy. But who said it should be that? And the last one. Okay, where did it go? It was here. And they are little and magnetic, so it should be easier. I mean, it should be. It's not the same as it is easy. So, here we are, back on track. Yes. Now, so it's time to put those spacers into here. Let them fall into place. And this branch locking ring fit there, and it goes all the way around. Click. So now it's not that hard, but we have a little challenge left. Because there is something about which I forgot. Yeah. Okay, I have to open it again. I missed one point, which was actually very important. Because there is a double pin. Yeah, you see, it is not that. Oh yeah, here we go. There's a double pin for the aperture pin, which has to actually sit correct, and therefore I have to pick it out, take it out again, and put it back in the right way. Annoying, yes, but so it is. So I have to take those out. I simply forgot the one aperture connection, but it's not that hard to fix. Move this and this. There's a nice pin with my good friend. So now the point is, there's a pin down here which I forgot. See, this pin here is a connection to the actual pin that connects to the camera, but it also connects to this one here. So therefore this one has to sit as long over there as it should be. Then we do so here, and then you can see how it looks. So when I put it in, it goes there, not there as I did. But so the one aperture pin here and this one has to sit like this here, as you probably can see. So when I put it in, it will go like this all the way in. So, and there you can see it when the aperture pin from the mount is actually push on the, and then move the blades like this. So this, well, so we do it again. This come all the way out here, and I have to find my mark around here. And possibly my friend, this bloody pin. There it is. Okay, here we are. Now So this screw is non-magnetic, so it's difficult to actually put in correct. Now, just to be sure, okay, it wasn't right. It was not the correct position of the screw. Because it has to sit like there. So the next here we are, one there. Okay, yeah. Do you mind? And the other one. And hopefully our aperture thing sits okay. I hope so. Well, so it's the last one. And then it just, then it's just straight ahead with the rest of the lens. It should be. So, let's see how it looks. Yeah. It moves, it's alive. Yes, fine. Now, I can put my spacers on here. Two of them. And the bloody brass ring. Oh, and this there. So here we are. Now that was some of it. Then I can just add my 3 very thin spacers. And then I have more control of my lens just catch the thread, click, and since I actually put an arrow here, there and there, I know where it should stay, like this. So that was part of it. Then I could just put in my mount and the gear, part of the gear. And this one goes on like this. And I also have a mark here. So there. And then the gear. And one ring should also stay here. Something like, oh, it has to sit up. So here we are. So it's there, and this the two shims, spacious, whatever they called, and the little plastic thingy here has to sit all the way over here, because the aperture ring will move it just a little. So it has to sit over there. Now, the gear. Oh. Okay. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes not really. And then the gear goes in here. Do you mind sitting in our flex cable here? Goes in there. Okay, what's going on here? They're not aligned proper. So then we do another go, and I can just move the aperture ring connection or whatever it calls. Okay, maybe it's just easier without the aperture ring itself. And there it should go, fall into place there. It has to go there. So, whoa. But then we're almost there. Just to load my screwdriver with one screw and some thread lock on, just a tiny amount. And then put the aperture ring on. It has a notch here, which you can see, and it has to go into the aperture ring connection, whatever it calls, I don't know. And then we can just oh, here we are. Now then the mount itself, and set the lens to something like 2.8 so, not really, but something like 11 should be fine. And then move this pin here so it push on the inner pin. Now then it should be possible to put this mount in, and it has to push on there. Now take care of the flex cable here, just flip it up there. One thing to mention, that this plastic thingy here has to be pushed over here. So we just put this into place. So, there. And now we are ready to put in the, because, oh, one thing again. This pin here is actually pushing on the plastic part here, which can move. So be aware of that when putting on the mount. So to do it easier, make it easier, one can actually push on the aperture pin, and then so hopefully it's there. I mean, hopefully. It looks like it's there. Yeah. Okay, so we are almost back on track, and then we can screw in the black one, which sits where the distant mark is. I didn't know that from the beginning, but someone mentioned it in one of my films. That was good. Oh, thanks for that. So now the rest of the assembly is actually no problem. Ha ha. But take care of the flex here. and the plastic thingy. There, and so of course I have to go into this lens again because I want to clean the lens elements, and therefore I have to make another film, which is, I mean, not the same but almost. Just put the cap on so we are more safe. So this wants to put this ring on, and then the actual front lens group. So, and then I know the lens is not that is full of dust, I know, but there will sooner be another film. Now, then I can just flip it over like this, and of course I need to put my actually focus ring on, yeah, so, and then the ring here. So, and my so, and then the front tube. So there, and here we actually are back on track. So if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe. Bye bye.